Hello everybody, my name is Don Torsha. I'm with Basement to Roof Home Inspections. Today we have a very special guest and a very special subject. What we try to do when we do an inspection is give you knowledge, give you information that you can use in your house and in your life. So today my guest is Mark Foley from Green Home Solutions. So I want to do is this, I want to give him the opportunity to bring you some knowledge. He has some really cutting edge, really good technology. Some of the processes that he uses is way above average of the average mold guy. So I'm going to introduce Mark to you, give him the floor, and then gain some information from Mark.
Thank you, Don. When we inspect a home that has concerns for mold, the first thing that we do is we always pay attention to the moisture. That's always going to be our number one cause, really our only cause of mold that's under our control. So not only do we want the basement dry when we treat, but we want to have that basement dry for good. So we need to make sure that any immediate moisture issues are taken care of. And then we want to make sure that that basement is sound in terms of air leakage, insulating, ventilation in the summertime, those types of areas, so that once we treat that mold, then we don't have to worry about it coming back. As long as we keep the basement or the interior living space dry, we won't have a mold problem after that. So that's the most important thing. The second thing is that whether we can see the mold or not, we treat assuming that that space is contaminated. What most of us know is that when mold growth occurs, we have spores, which are kind of like seeds, sort of like a dandelion plant in the summertime. You see the seeds floating off into the air. With mold, we have that same situation with the mold spores. A mold spore is kind of what makes the mold. That's where the properties that would maybe cause someone to be allergic, or maybe could cause an infection, or could be even something that's a toxic mold. Those properties are contained within that spore. Spores are very light, they can float on air. Generally we test for mold contamination using air sampling techniques, much more common than a tape lift type sample, and one of the reasons we do that is because it provides us so much more information about the situation in the home. Again, if we can see the mold growth, which often is the case, we're still concerned about what's in the air and what the homeowners and occupants are breathing. So when we treat a space, even if it's a living space, interior living room, we're very interested in treating areas that are porous. Concrete, drywall walls, exposed wood, carpeting, drapes, fabric, furniture, everything similar to that. When we treat a home, we treat almost everywhere in it. We'll start at a ceiling. We'll use our product on the drywall ceilings, down the walls, carpeting. We go into closets. We'll even treat your clothing in the closets. And we're able to do this for a variety of reasons, but primarily because our product is very safe. It's EPA registered. We also can treat anywhere in a home, and we also don't just kill the mold spores so that they don't grow. We actually destroy them chemically so that they're simply rendered inert and become the equivalent of dust. It's very important, especially when we have homeowners who have perhaps health issues, respiratory issues, that kind of thing. And so that overall, that's generally our approach. We always follow up with testing. Very important to test afterwards, even more important than testing prior to doing the treatment. So I think overall that gives you hopefully just a summary of how we would approach a mold situation. And again, it's the health of the occupants in the home is really the number one concern, and it's important to follow a lot of various details in doing so. Thank you.